DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky beat.
Welcome back to another episode of the Mixin' Vixens. My name is Emily, also known as Mil Nikon. Let's welcome our other vixen, shall we? First up, we've got Jen Winstead, also known as the Juice Fairy.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing?
Hello, hello. And we've got the lovely Mixtress Rin. Hi, Rin.
Hey.
Hello, hello. And last but not least, we've got the lovely Lumi.
Hi.
Hi, Lumi.
Hello.
How's everyone doing today?
Good. Fantastic.
How's your weekend going? Anybody do anything fun this weekend?
No, not really. I mean, I went to the pool on Friday night, but other than that, I didn't do anything else.
Nice.
I lost power again.
You lost power again?
Oh no.
Something very common in my area.
Really?
Was there a storm?
No.
No, it just goes down.
Yep.
Does it go down like maybe a car accident up the road and hit a pole or something?
No, it was out in the middle of nowhere, woods area, like way off the road. A tree went down onto a pole, so a tree went down, and then the pole went down, and then wires, of course, went down with all of that.
So when a tree falls in the woods and nobody's there to hear it, in your neck of the woods, it happened. It really happened because you know.
And because there's only 25 people without power, they don't really care that much. They never really care that much when it comes to us being without power. So they're kind of just like, we'll do it eventually. We'll work on the lines eventually.
It's too hot for that. How long did it take? Was it during the day or was it at night?
It started at 9:30 p.m. yesterday.
Damn,
And
that sucks.
didn't come back on until somewhere around noon-ish.
Holy crap. So you had to sleep in the heat?
Oh, I didn't sleep in the heat.
That would be awful.
I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I didn't do anything while that power was out. I did it all once we got the power back. So that's why I look half asleep right now.
Oof.
Aw, poor thing.
That's terrible. That heat.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep in the heat. And I'm also a really sensitive sleeper, so when I do try to sleep and you hear absolutely nothing.
Yeah, no TV, no sound, no fan, nothing.
I'll wake up to just about any small noise.
That's awful. Well, I'm glad it's back on, and thank you so much for being here with us. Even though you lost power, you rock.
You're a trooper. My niece is visiting again, so we took her to the beach this weekend.
I saw those beautiful pictures. She is just a cutie.
She is adorable. Yeah, she's 7 years old, and we introduced her to gooey ducks. So that was pretty fun. We would just, stomp on them and watch the water spray up. For anyways who don't know, it's like a really big, weird-looking clam thing that they bury themselves in the sand. And when they feel threatened, like if you stomp next to their hole or whatever, they squirt water up at you.
What are they called?
Gooey ducks.
Yeah, I've seen those. I thought you were saying you stomp on them. I'm like, I hope she's talking about something else. It's kind of
No.
I thought she was talking about like the water parks where you walk around and you step on things to make water splash up for a second.
They're an actual animal. but they bury themselves in the sand. And the only way you can tell they're there is they cover themselves up with like some seaweed or dirt or something. And so you just look for like these little bits of debris, and then you stomp your foot like right next to them, or I stick my dog on it, and it sprays her in the face.
Yeah, I just had to Google
And then
that to see what the heck you're talking about.
They look
Found
weird,
it.
don't they? They look like
Clams.
inappropriate things, but they're clams.
Yeah.
But they're really big.
They look like big old
skinny,
pussies.
staff-like clams
They look totally gross.
that bury themselves in the sand. Yeah. Anyway, it was fun, and it was too cold to go swimming, but we just walked. And anytime even if I'm just near the water, at the water, I just love it. I'm a different
Sandy
person.
pussies.
What?
You don't want her to repeat it.
All right.
I don't want her to repeat it. I don't know what it was, but if Green says we don't want her to repeat it, we don't want her to repeat it.
Let's talk mixing. James, show the profile. Oh, it's already up there. He's on it. He's on it, guys. It's okay. I really enjoyed mixing this up this week. I'm like a cheesecake person. Like I'm a dessert vapor, and so this is right up my wheelhouse. And it was a lot of fun. For some reason, things got away from me this week, and so I didn't mix up until a lot later in the week than normal. But it's okay. It turned out really well. In fact, the first version I made was like spot on, like the one. Did you guys have fun mixing this up?
Yeah, this is right up my wheelhouse. The only thing I did to mine from my normal right up my wheelhouse is I just use a very small amount of strawberry because I just wanted like the essence, like it's there, but it's not like the main thing.
Mm-hmm. Because so much strawberry flavors are like strawberry syrups or baked strawberries or like, strawberry candy. It's kind of hard to get like a fresh, authentic, like strawberry flavor.
Well, not just that, it's hard to get that into a cheesecake because the cheesecake is so thick. So you kind of have to go with a jammy or a juicy. So the only way to bring that down is to use less of it.
Yep. Sure. Although I didn't. And I think I did a pretty good job. But
you guys want me to go first?
Sure.
I'll go first. That way I can get it out of the way and I can explain mine because you'll show me up once you show yours. And I'm loving mine, but mine has a little bit of a twist. So I called mine Cheesecake Love because it's mostly cheesecake and I'm in love with it with a little bit of strawberry,
Mm-hmm.
I use it's very classic cheesecake, but it's got a little bit of a twist. So I use Bavarian cream from TFA for 2%. Why? Because Bavarian cream is very vanilla-y and it's sweet. It's really sweet, so it adds to the sweetness. Flavor West cheesecake, 2%. That's cheesy. It's very cheesy. 2% is pretty high up there, but it's okay with the rest of the mixes I put in there. I use cheesecake graham crust at 4%, which has some cheesecake in it, and it has more graham than it does any kind of cheesecake. It's mostly graham to me, but that's why the flavored cheesecake is in there to make up for that. 4% is kind of high on cheesecake graham, but I like the way that tastes in this. I used FA custard to give it a little bit of a lemon note, like a lemon zest, without adding a lemon, but adding another cream that was going to cream up my recipe that also added a little bit of a lemon note to it. So that's just there at 1% for the lemon note in a cream style. The lemon note does fade a little bit with steep, but it doesn't go anywhere. I don't know if you've ever noticed that the FA custard, their standard custard, even if you let that steep, you will always pick up that lemon note for some reason. So that's why I use that instead of a regular lemon that might have faded in the background. I use TFA sweet strawberry at 3% instead of strawberry ripe because it's a candied strawberry. It's not as sweet as Capella, but it's sweet enough. So it gives you the essence of strawberry within the cheesecake, almost like you took a small bite of it, but you don't have it drizzled with strawberry syrup on it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And then I used 4% vanilla custard too, because I wanted this to be like the kind of cheesecake that is a fluff cheesecake that you pull out of the freezer and you thaw out. So it's not like an authentic cheesecake like from the Cheesecake Factory. It's more like one of those store-bought cheesecakes. So that's the vanilla custard too brings in that fluffy gooiness that you get from a frozen cheesecake.
I tell you
That's
right
it.
now, I am putting this on my list to mix up. Right now, this looks really good. I never would have thought to use FA custard, but like it makes so much sense. Like if you're going for lemon instead of lime, to use FA custard because that way you get some thick, nice. It's a good custard flavor. People are just mad because it's so lemony, but it's
Yeah.
a great custard flavor. And with that flavorless cheesecake, and then that cheesecake graham crust, and then that little bit of Bavarian cream to darken it just a bit, like this looks freaking awesome.
It is. It does need some steep. It is better with steep. Mine is only, I made it on Tuesday. I posted it on Wednesday on ELR. I don't think I've opened it up on ELR yet. And I can totally get it. It's perfect to vape right now. But I know that with a little more time, those dark notes and that graham cracker is going to get deeper and richer, and it's going to be so good once it's fully developed.
Yeah, I'm a little scared about that high of cheesecake graham crust. I haven't used it that high in a while, but
I know, but it is. This is like a commercial style recipe right here. It's
yeah.
old school cheesecake graham crust. I dropped 0.5% sweetener in mine. I didn't put that in the recipe, but I did put it in there. This is like commercial grade type mixing for me with the sweetener and everything because it's like a dessert. I can't vape this too long because it's way too sweet, but it's delicious. It's a great dessert. It's good for those cravings.
Looks good. And you only use 3 flavors. Like that's crazy for you.
It's cheesecake though. I work with cheesecake. That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing to vape is a type of cheesecake of some sort. So it's something I'm very comfortable with. And the fact that it didn't have like the whole glaze of any kind of other fruit was perfect because then I could just add a hint of it without trying to bring out something in the picture. You know what I mean? Just like the lemon, I didn't have to bring out lemon on it. I just needed it to be a little bit of lemon.
Of some lemon, you know, like awesome. It looks really good. I think I use more flavors than you actually.
Oh,
which is really strange.
Flip flop. Shit happens, and we had a lot of people play along this week, so I'm excited.
I'll go next if Lumi and Rin don't mind.
I'll go after you.
Okay. I did New York style cheesecake with slivers of fresh strawberry and lime, just like the picture. And like I said, it's tough doing like real fruit, but I'm thinking this tastes like the freaking picture, and I'm so happy with it. So for the cheesecake, I did a little twist on Alfred Pudding. Is it Alfred Pudding's Cheesecake Trinity? He uses cheesecake graham crust, Capella New York cheesecake, and Yes Sweet cheesecake. I switched it out for Purellum New York cheesecake because Capella, to me, I don't like how sour and tangy it is. Like it's got an off note that's just weird to me that I don't like. Where Purellum tastes a lot like Capella New York cheesecake, but without that off note. So what I did is I did 2% TFA cheesecake graham crust because I wanted that Grammy malty crust, and then 2% Purellum New York cheesecake with 3% Inawera Yes Sweet cheesecake. I think that's a phenomenal cheesecake. It's just so thick and rich and just accents everything. So this is like a really thick, like dense, like New York cheesecake. And then in the recipe, I did put 0.5% super sweet because I think it needs it. You can omit it if you want, I just wanted to make sure that, like, for people who don't add their own stuff and just follow a recipe directly, that they would add the super sweet. But for the fruit, for the strawberry, I did a mixture of 2% Wonder Flavors juicy strawberry and 2.5% FA Red Touch, which to me, FA strawberry or FA Red Touch, it's very fresh, real strawberry. It's like the best one that is a real strawberry. It's not syrupy or candied or anything like that. But I wanted to bump the strawberry up. So I used, instead of adding more of that flavor, which would just been awful, I also added in the Wonder Flavors Strawberry Juicy, which to me is also it's a natural, like a strawberry. So it worked. And then for the lime, I did just 0.75% lime Tahiti distilled, which is very like lemon zesty, like it's a very like a lemon slice, if you will. Like it's not lemon juice or lemon candy or anything like that. It's very bright and zesty and a little thin, which is fine because I'm not trying to add body to the strawberry or lime. So the cheesecake itself has plenty of body. The other flavors, I'm okay with it being thin. I just wanted that bright crispness of a real lime slice. So there you have it.
Thank
Hold
you.
on, I'm counting how many flavors this has.
It's 7, including the sweetener. Oh, and Lion's disease. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's awesome. Welcome. It's your first time here. Yeah, so it's 7, including the sweetener. Which for me, if you guys don't know, is it's a lot. It's a complex recipe for me.
But I bet it's delicious. And you added the sweetener in there.
Yeah.
And FA Red Touch does do a really good job at doing that natural strawberry, even in a cream. The thing with it is that you do have to use it at that higher percent or find another strawberry like you did. And, I never thought about using that Wonder Flavor strawberry. So, I did look at the FA Red Touch, but I chose against it. But I mean, this looks delicious as well. This looks really good. It's simple enough, though. I mean, even though you added all these flavors, it's simple enough with your percentages, and it looks very well balanced. So it looks like it's one very coherent recipe with some strawberry on it.
It is. It tastes a lot simpler than it is, if that makes sense. Like it's a clean taste, a clean like flavor. Nothing's very muddled. Like it tastes like you have a New York cheesecake with slices of strawberry and a lime slice on it. Like it's not
But mostly cheesecake, right? That's awesome.
Cheesecake, yeah.
And that's hard. That's sometimes hard to achieve. So.
And this is one actually when I vaped it right away, it was good. Like this is normally with cheesecakes you need to let them steep for like a week or two, but this actually tasted really good right off the bat. Now after a few days it does develop a little bit more and get even thicker and richer, but this is something that if you're impatient, you don't like to steep, mix this up and you're good to go.
Yeah, and that cheesecake graham crust is not at a percentage where you would need to let it steep as long as I would need mine,
Yes.
This looks like a fresh cream cheesecake. Mine is darker and deeper and richer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I think so far we've got some, we were all excited about this week's recipe. How about you, Ren? Were you excited about yours?
I was until I started mixing it.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, luckily I pulled off something I think is good, but I'm a strawberry mute now, so.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So if you mix mine, you might get more strawberry than I get. I don't really get much of anything. But I still think it's good. So I guess that's a good segue to get into mine.
Sure.
I was going to leave the lime out because the first versions I did with it were not good, but I decided to do it because I thought of adding coconut to it because I really like coconut and lime together, and strawberry goes well with those flavors too. So mine's a strawberry coconut lime cheesecake. I also wanted to use flavors that are a little bit more accessible because I tend to throw random stuff in there that people don't have. Um, so yeah, I did 0.5% coconut candy from TFA for like a creamy coconut type thing. I added Vape Train sweet cream at 0.5% and whipped cream by 1-on-1 at 0.5% to give it kind of like a coconut whipped cream topping. That's kind of what I get from it. As my cheesecake base, I use strawberry cheesecake by Wonder Flavors at 1%. And then to boost up the cheesecake note, because I don't know if it's because of my tasting issues, because I don't remember having this when I initially tried it for the first time, but the cheesecake wasn't pronounced enough for me. And I didn't want to bump up the strawberry because I can't really taste it and I can get off notes. So I just went ahead and threw the one that Emily doesn't like, the New York cheesecake by Capella at 1%. Although I don't like that flavor by itself, I think it pairs with other cheesecakes pretty well to just bump up the cheesecake filling portion without any. I don't really get graham from that flavor, mainly just get the middle part of it. And then I added just a touch of Shisha Lime by Vape Train, 0.25%. It's very, very, very subtle, but I didn't want the lime to be very heavy because I don't like it.
Yeah, this looks really good too. I mean, I like New York cheesecake from Capella, so it does to me. It needs more cheese. I don't know what it needs, but I always have to mix it with some Bavarian cream or some vanillas or some added cream, like whipped cream that you use. So I mean, I think this is a very well put together recipe. Even though Emily might not like New York cheesecake, I like it.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm definitely in the minority when it comes to that. I'm really surprised though that you didn't use Purellum's toasted coconut cheesecake, I think.
Yeah.
Then you said that you wanted to be a little bit more accessible.
Yeah, and that is an excellent flavor. I think it would be really good with this. But like you said, I was trying to use stuff that you can find kind of all in one place. You don't have to go shopping around. And I think a lot of people would have most of these flavors. But I mean, I think you can get every single one of these flavors at Bull City. And they are having sales right now. I'm pretty sure they're still having sales. So
I think it was a 15% off. I think it was 15. Wasn't it 15?
It's 20.
20. That's a really good deal this weekend. It's through the weekend, so I'm sure they still have it today.
Yep.
This is really good, and I totally like. I love the Wonder Flavor strawberry cheesecake, but I think you're right. I think it could use the help of another cheesecake. Especially if you don't want to bump it up too high because you don't want like a strawberry cheesecake. You just want strawberries on a cheesecake. So I think that that's really awesome that you did. And then you added that sweet cream by Vape Train in there. That looks really good.
Yeah, I wanted it to be really creamy.
Yeah, it is extremely, it looks very creamy. It looks like a very good, I mean, to me, it looks to me like it's one of those cheesecake bites that you get, you know what I mean? Where it doesn't have a lot of crust on it. It just has like a little bit at the bottom. That's awesome.
Yep.
Good job. Thanks for sharing. This looks tasty. Minus the coconut.
The coconut is great with cheesecake. I have to say that I had to force myself not to use coconut on mine.
Too funny.
Coconut's really awesome. I don't know why people don't like it.
I think that really coconut in a cheesecake actually adds to the milk note more than anything else. So I don't think that even at Rin's recipe having 0.5 of coconut candy, I don't think that would mess you up, Emily.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, and I think that I would like it. It just would add to like the kind of fatty richness of the cheesecake. So I wouldn't be opposed to trying it.
We'll get you, Emily. One way. Sneak a tobacco in there.
Yeah.
No.
We always gotta mess with Emily. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna actively look at the pictures to see if I find one that we can make that is a tobacco.
Oh, one in particular.
All right. Okay, Lumi, you're up next.
All right. So my recipe, I've kind of already came up with a majority of it. I found I actually made a similar recipe to this before, and it was literally, for me, it was a shake and vape blueberry cheesecake. So what I did was I basically just took that recipe because I really like the fact that you can literally just shake and vape it, and I swapped out the blueberry for strawberry. So I used for my cheesecake base, I use Yes Sweet Cheesecake in Awera at 1.57, Cheesecake Graham Cracker Crust by TPA at 1.07, Vanilla Pudding Flavora 0.56, Lemon Meringue Pie 0.23, and then for the strawberry, we all know me. I don't really touch very many fruits that aren't VSO, so of course I used strawberry VSO. I used it initially at 3.63, but I'm a really sensitive strawberry taster, so because for me it was too potent, I took it down to 3.23, and it's still pretty prominent for me. It also helps that I have things to brighten it up, like the lemon meringue pie. The lemon meringue pie brightens up strawberry, and the boysenberry raspberry super concentrate by Wonder Flavors at 0.17 really kind of helps brighten it up and add like a little juicy sweetness bite to it. And this is, in my opinion, something you could just literally mix, shake it, and then vape it, and you get a really nice creamy strawberry with very light notes of graham cracker.
I never would have thought to use boysenberry raspberry like that low to accent a strawberry, but I think that's a great idea.
It's one of my favorite tricks to turn any kind of like strawberry and or blueberry into something a little bit more juicy, kind of syrupy-ish.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people used to use raspberry Melina concentrate by Inaware to turn a strawberry. So
Yeah.
of course, when boysenberry raspberry came out, not only is it a really nice raspberry, and it's not as potent, because I noticed when you put Melina in there, it tends to overtake that strawberry even at a super low percent. So the boysenberry raspberry, it's got the raspberry and it's got a boysenberry, which is really nice additives for fruits to kind of like darken them up and also make them juicy. So you can't really go wrong with this duo at a super low percent to back up any fruit.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I mean, that's a really good, you just gave a tip of the trade for the viewers out there to try that boysenberry raspberry out there on our strawberry. Now I even have to do it. I haven't used that before. I've used plenty of raspberries to boost up strawberries, but I've never used boysenberry raspberry.
Yeah, it's good because it's very like deep and rich of a raspberry, because it's got that darker kind of boysenberry flavor with it. So that's a good trick. I'm gonna have to use that. And then I love also that you just did 0.25% of Capella lemon meringue pie.
Oh no, I didn't lumify my number?
No, you did 0.23.
Okay.
I normalized your Lumi number.
Oh my gosh.
Did it scare you, Lumi, to be almost normal?
Close enough to 0.25%. I figured I could just say 0.25% and be.
You're gonna give me a heart attack. I can't use normal percentages.
No, there's no normal percentages in anything that you do.
Actually, originally this recipe, I actually created this for a friend, but it was the blueberry version. And I actually used normal percents for that because I was creating it for a friend, and it just turned out to be such a good shake and vape cheesecake. I was like, this is like my new base for all shake and vape cheesecakes, because I could lower the boysenberry raspberry. I could take it out depending on what fruit I'm using.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, that is like the lemon meringue, the vanilla pudding, the Yes Sweet cheesecake, and the cheesecake graham cracker crust. For some reason, this combo is one of my favorite just flat out shaken vapes because I do notice the same as you. Unpopular opinion, Capella's New York cheesecake, if used beyond 1%, in my opinion, I start to get some kind of like a sour foot cheese kind of smell
Yeah.
note to it, and I'm not a fan of it. So I
Yay!
avoided it.
Well,
Louie's on my side.
2 for 2. But I see that you did the same thing. You tried with your recipe. You're going the same route I did with adding that lemon note in there. You know, that's a very good note in any cheesecake. Is that little bit of lemon?
It also has that wee bit of crust to help the graham cracker crust. Like, if you were to make this and you were like, I really want more crust in my cheesecake, I personally am not the biggest fan of crusty cheesecakes. I just want the cheesecake. You could very easily grab Flavor West graham cracker and add like 0.37 of that to give it more graham cracker.
Or in your percentages, I love it.
But I like it just the way it is. For me, it's a nice shake and vape. And I'm really glad I stumbled upon that little combo for my shake and vape cheesecake.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
good.
I all of the ones that I've seen so far, all of them look very vapable, very good. And since this is in my wheelhouse, I will probably try every single one of these.
Yeah, and I love that you use the vanilla pudding because the vanilla pudding gives it that body, gives it more body while being the shake and vape that you want it to be. So
Yeah, I don't like any steeps. Like, I loved the Alfred pudding Trinity, but I did get that foot cheese sour note with that Capella in there as high as it was.
try it with pure Olam if you have it. It's a really good combo.
Man, you guys are gonna make me have to order from damn Nick River to get that pure cheesecake. Because I mean,
It's
I
a
love cheesecake.
good New York cheesecake. Yeah.
All right.
So we had quite a few people play along, I've heard. So let us take a look at this here. I'll start with the first one, and then if you guys want to take turns going over, that would be cool.
I'll be happy to go over one of them.
All right, the first one we've got is Brian, aka on ELR Rum Pirate. He did a key lime straw blind pie. So he did 0.25% Flavora Alpine Strawberry, 1.5% FA Florida Key Lime, 2% TFA Graham Cracker Clear, 0.5% FA Lime Tahiti Cold Pressed, 2% Wonder Flavors Strawberry Juicy, 0.5% Capella Super Sweet, 1.75% Vape Train Sweet Cream, 2% Flavor West Whipped Cream, and 3.5% Anywhere Yes Sweet Cheesecake. It says a key lime pie top of fresh strawberries for the Mix and Vixens weekly play along. I am strawberry blind, but this combo of Alpine and strawberry juicy come through for me. The sweet cream gives a great mouthfeel and helps with the overall creaminess of each bite.
I might have to try that combination of strawberry.
Yeah, for sure.
I might have to try that as well. I'm not a huge fan of Alpine because it is so watery to me that whenever I've mixed it with creams, I don't taste it like a normal person. So I might have to mix this to see how it goes.
I would say maybe backed up with that strawberry juicy by Wonder Flavors, it might give it some more like sticking power, you know?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't go away. It's just it tastes so fresh, but it tastes like squished strawberries. If that makes any sense. I don't know. I don't know how to describe what I taste out of it. The smell I get out of it, and I know everybody loves it, and
With
it's so
sugar.
super strong. Huh?
Squished strawberries with sugar set over a couple of hours.
Yeah, I don't know what I would describe it as, but I
For
know.
me, Alpine strawberry literally tastes like a strawberry fruit by the foot. So I kind of steer away from it because it has that super candy note to it, in my opinion. But I've only used it a couple of times, so maybe if I tried this, I'd get a new perspective of it. But
Yeah, and I find myself using it like super low, like 0.05% in a recipe that has like two or three other strawberries, just to give them the sticking around power, you know what I mean? But not to actually taste
Mhm.
it. So, I mean, I'll have to try this to see how it does with the creams in this particular mix. Because I mean, I don't know. I guess when you have an experience like that, he's strawberry blind, so that might be the strawberry that actually helps him be able to taste it. You know what I mean? Where somebody like me I taste strawberry even at low percents. You know what I mean? So that might be why I'm not a big. It's probably overpowering for me.
yeah, Shisha strawberry and Alpine strawberry are some of the top strawberries for strawberry blind people. So I could definitely see that being something as a go-to for strawberry blind. But for people that are super sensitive to strawberry or any fruits, me, myself included, along with you.
Yeah, I'm just sensitive. I'm just sensitive.
It's a little overwhelming for us fruit sensitive folk.
Yeah, I made a strawberry something the other day, and I'm gonna have to cut that in half with VG because now it's grown, and it was great for a week and a half, and now I'm like, oh my god, that's all I taste, and then it's creamed down. I'm gonna have to half it up with some VG and nicotine, so I can vape it.
And
Because
to me, I have to be careful, at least for me personally, what strawberries I use with creams. Because like I've tried using like FA juicy strawberry, like if you want a natural strawberry. And for some reason, like in bakeries or creams, sometimes it can be a little weird.
yeah, I can't use juicy strawberry anymore from FA. I loved it when it first came out, and I
Yeah.
even had a freaking what is it, 16-ounce bottle of it. I have literally tried to give that stuff away to anybody who wants a strawberry that hasn't never tried. You want to try this? I'm sending out 30 mils of it at a time because I can no longer use it. I can
It's
use
good flavor. It's just not as versatile as some of the other ones.
Yeah, like their red touch. That's classic for me.
Hmm.
They're juicy. I can't. It's not. It's too candied. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't blend with creams like I want it to. It's green too. I don't know. I think I'm just picking up a chemical in it that I'm not supposed to be picking up that I do.
Yeah, I've heard that it's really green. That you get green nose like it's and JJ, who's actually in the audience, she said it's like the small wild strawberries and they aren't quite ripe, so it does have like some little underripe green notes to it.
Yeah, and if you're sensitive to that note, you're gonna pick it up. And I'm one of those.
But it might give, like that juice, that strawberry juicy by Wonder Flavors, a little bit of that fresh, more authentic edge to it. So yeah, this looks good. Thank you for sharing, Rum Pirate. Arg.
Erg.
Somebody better bring me some cheesecake after this episode. I'm starving.
Yeah, I'll get it right on that.
We'll see you soon.
I wonder if it'll still be good if it gets mailed to you and arrives in like 3 or 4 days.
No.
You have to do one of those like super cool packages thingies where they add the
No,
dry
no,
ice.
I'll just send it regular mail.
Ah!
And you'll get it when you get it, and then I want to see you.
Wished in a padded envelope.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
That's nasty. I'll do Not So Natty Nate. This is Luby's Demise, which is interesting. I wonder why it's her demise, but it has a lot of flavors in it. We have Wonder Flavors, buttercream frosting, 0.5%, 1.5% Loran cheesecake, 1% Capella lemon lime, 0.5% Flavor Art lime tahiti cold pressed, 1.5% Vape Train pudding base, 4% TFA strawberry ripe, 2% Jungle Flavor sweet strawberry, 0.5% of Flavor West sweetener, and 3% Inawera Yes Sweet Cheesecake.
It's because of the lime in there. He used limes that I'm really allergic to citruses and stuff like that. So
His little picture is like a vial of green with the little skull and crossbone.
I get what you're putting down. Trying to.
I think that buttercream frosting is really good mix to go with that LA cheesecake. That was a really good.
Yeah, LA cheesecake is one of those underrated flavors that like I don't use that much, but it's a really good cheesecake flavor.
Yeah, it's actually the first cheesecake flavor I ever used. So because back in the day, LA was my first experiment. So that's a pretty good cheesecake, but not if you use too much. And I think I use it like at 8 or 9% when I first started mixing. And then I had 8 or 9% strawberry, and I thought that was called mixing. So this is a very good way to use LA cheesecake at 1.5%.
Definitely.
He wrote in there, I used that because whipped cream was muting, and at low percentages, I got whipped cream from it.
Gotcha.
And yeah, the buttercream frosting I think would just be a great compliment to that cheesecake.
And he used a 0.5% sweetener. It seems that sweetener is necessary when you're making a dessert, and that's perfect for this as well. The lemon lime, I wonder what it does at 1% in all the cream. I wonder how present it is and how much it fades with time.
Mm-hmm. Good job.
Yeah. Did the cat bite your tongue, Emily? You were going to say something and then you just said, good job.
You're like,
good
job.
No, I wasn't going to say anything that hasn't been said already. This looks good, and it looks, thank you for sharing. The only thing I'm wondering is about the Capella lemon lime, because it's a very like thick candied lemon lime.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how that would be in here with this.
Yeah, that lemon lime at 1% and lime Tahiti cold press, while it's at 0.5% for me, oh gosh. That's definitely my demise right there.
Yeah. No. All right.
I'll do I Am Sam on it.
All right.
I'm pulling it up right now, so that's why I'm fiddling
over Sam. I am Sam.
And
I love Yes Sweet Cheesecake action.
I know. People just love that flavor. It's, and for so long, I had been really disappointed with cheesecake flavors because like I wanted like a thick, rich, like a authentic cheesecake, and all the flavors just kept falling short. And LA cheesecake got the closest, but it wasn't until Inawera Yes Sweet Cheesecake came around and I tried Purella New York cheesecake that like I was like, okay, this is a cheesecake, like I can get down on this. So I definitely see why a lot of people use it.
All right, well, I got I Am Sam's pulled up already, and he used graham cracker from Flavor West at 1%, Persian lime from VTA. Can you let's see, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Persian lime from VTA at 0.75%, baked strawberry from Wonder Flavors at 1%, strawberry cheesecake from Wonder Flavor at 2%, super sweet, so he used super sweet at 0.5 as well, vanilla custard cheesecake from Oh at 3%. I don't have that flavor. And Yes Sweet cheesecake from Inawera at 3%. Pretty interesting. This is
the first time we saw, which I'm shocked by, vanilla custard cheesecake.
Yeah.
Like vanilla custard cheesecake and Yes Sweet cheesecake is such a good combination. Then bumped with that Wonder Flavor strawberry cheesecake. This looks really good. And then of course Flavor West graham cracker. If you ask me, it's like the best graham cracker flavor out
I
there.
agree. It's dark. It's going to show up at 1%. It's going to be there. There's no hiding it from there. The Persian lime from VTA at 0.75. Isn't that the one that doesn't fade a lot?
Right. And I don't know. I'm kicking myself right now for not thinking of Persian lime because it's a great kind of fresh, bitey lime that doesn't fade that much. Whereas distilled is old school and Persian lime is similar to it, close to it, but to me better. So
It's like a upgrade to
mhm.
wine teas distilled. And the strawberry baked from Wonder Flavors, I don't have that either. Can somebody speak on it?
Oh really? It tastes just like strawberry pie filling. Like it tastes like baked strawberries. It's really good. It's a good. It's got. It's not very bright. Like it's got a darkness. Like it's definitely tastes baked. But it's dark and like kind of jammy and.
Yeah, I have all the strawberries, and you're telling me I need to order one more?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Okay, I guess I will.
Okay, thank you so much, Sam, for sharing. That looks really good. I will go with, I guess, last but not least, is Jeannie Sims, aka Jeannie Sims on ELR. She's Strawberry Cheesecake Vixens. She did 3% TFA cheesecake graham crust, 3% LA cheesecake, 1.25%, there it is again, Vape Train Persian lime, 4% TFA strawberries and cream, and 2% Capella vanilla whipped cream. Yeah, I can't say that I've ever had TFA strawberries and cream, but I love how simple this recipe is.
I've had TFA strawberries and cream. It's very similar to Capella strawberries and cream. So I can. This is going to be a strawberry heavy. Well, I don't know. The cheesecake from LA is probably pushing that cheesecake in there, and cheesecake from LA is pretty prominent. So I think this is going to be a very good strawberry cheesecake with a little bit of crust at the bottom, even at 3%, because of that LA cheesecake is at 3% and that strawberry cheesecake is at 4. The graham crust is going to probably fall to the bottom, is what I'm guessing. The vanilla whipped cream probably gave it sweetness and put it all together.
Mm-hmm. Then you've got that Persian lime in there to give it some punch. This looks really good. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks very good. Thank you for playing.
That is awesome, guys. We had 4 people play along this week. We love it when you guys play along, and we can talk about see what you guys come up with, and see how it's different than what we do. And this is just so much fun. I love doing this every week.
I hate it when people play along because I already get super hungry when we're doing our recipes, and then we look at everybody else's recipes, and then I'm just that much more hungry.
So the recipes make you hungry.
Well, I like a lot of pastries and desserts as my vapes because it's not really something I can eat in person that often. So I'm going to kill that fly if it keeps flying around me. But yeah.
My husband had a pie on top of the stove on the way into the show, and I was like, "Oh, did you make that?" And he goes, "Sarah Lee made that. I stuck it in the oven, so I have a pie after I get off the show." So
rub it in, my sweet tea. Rub it in,
jelly.
I'm supposed to be on a diet, not working out too good.
That's okay. It happens.
Well, I didn't cook it. I've been behaving, but then when I start not cooking any carbs, then he comes home with the shit. He's like, "We're gonna eat this stuff."
The man has
0 willpower. 0.
Oh gosh. Well, this has been a lot of fun. That's it for the day. if you really like what we do and you want to support us in a fun, tasty way, head on over to Flavor Jungle and check out our one shots. We would greatly appreciate it.
Or to Bull City and check out our
Flavor
flavor packs. Yeah, there you go. Also, do you guys still have those T-shirts out? The ones that no longer look like you, Emily?
Yes, yeah. If you wanna donate some money to Kasa and rock my old look,
It'll be back. I'm sure you'll bring it
yeah,
back.
oh yeah, it'll be back. It'll be back. I might just keep it like this for the summer, but then I'll grow it out again. But if you go to Vaping Swag, Rin, Lumi, and myself, we all have merch there. Check us out and rep us on your chest.
If you want to rep me in a different way and you want some tasty ass stuff, get some Lumi braids. And if you need something to build those braids on, get some Lumi stands. You could get the double hoo-ha. You could get the braids and the stands in one go and support me in a fun way.
There you
That's
go.
accurate.
Get the double.
And a lot of
hoo-ha.
people don't want to take the time to build, so Lumi can make you the braids that you need. If you MTL, if you any way you vape, she can get them to you. That way you don't have to. You just put them in place.
There you go. Hey guys, let's thank our sponsors and get on out of here. Thank you so much, Flavora and Bull City. Scott over All the Flavors, thank you very much for letting us have an account so that all our recipes are in one spot, convenient spot for you guys. And Wayne, thank you so much for putting us on your podcast network. Really appreciate the support. Much love, everybody, and we'll see you next week for our chit chat show.
Happy 4th, 5th.